I woke up at 6 a.m. for a train at 7:30, and I got here, about half an hour ago. Even now, I'm like, I'm just gonna make it. Write this, I'll make this. However I do it, it'll get done. And then when it was fully finished, I thought, okay, I'm gonna try and put it to festivals. So I put it towards festivals, and it managed to rack up 9 awards with 12 nominations, which I'm very grateful for. I mean, YouTube's a great tool. If anyone's gonna start out anything like this, highly would advise YouTube.
But the principal's kind of like leaning over the desk going,
He's like, good lab.
do we need to pause this? Yes, please, if you don't mind.
Take a breather.
We're back. Seasonal Discussions is here once more. Yes, as I say at the start of every episode, sorry, there's still no one prettier to host them. But we have pretty guests instead.
Well, pretty host, it's...
Pretty tired, if nothing else.
Pretty tired, we're all pretty tired.
You've had quite a journey to get up here. First off, it's Bailey Mckenzie, independent film producer, award-winning producer, writer, creator, just all-round... I'm going to say annoying human being because you're so bloody young and you've achieved all this stuff. It drives me nuts because I'm in my 40s and I've achieved nothing. But you've travelled all the way up from Edinburgh to come and sit and chat with us this morning. Now, most of the people we've had on beforehand are local, they're Aberdeen-based, but we are sitting chatting to more creatives. You got in contact with us and went, yeah, something I'd love to come on and have a chat. And we were more than willing for you to come and sit down with us. But what time did you have to leave to get up here for this morning?
So I woke up at 6 a.m. For a train at 7:30. And I got here, about half an hour ago.
Yeah.
So very much tired. I was, cinema last night. So I got out at like midnight.
Oh, God.
So I didn't really plan it well. I got less sleep than I intended to. Woke up, had a coffee, then having a tea. So all around good for the caffeine.
We've got the caffeine injection. We've got a spare set of caffeine somewhere that we can just hook up to your veins if we need
Let's
to.
Let's do that. Halfway through it.
But I mean, we are eternally grateful to you for travelling all the way up here to sit and have a chat to us because there's just so much that I want to find out a bit more about for you as an individual. But before we go any further, I have to know, how did you get started in what you're doing just now?
Yeah, so I got started when, really, in this kind of all started when I was kind of 15, 16. I did some small little Lego stop motions when I was a kid. I say kid, it was like 5 years ago. But I did that. It was for a school kind of competition. And I done little edits. It was like stop motion, so, it was Lego. So move them little very tediously. I got some voice actors, like very small people that I knew online, like Facebook, for example. And I animated. I wrote the script on notes. It wasn't format at all. It was purely like one big line of just like the dialogue. Yeah. I've still got them on my phone. They're like 7 minutes in length. And that really started it. So when I was 17, I thought I didn't do the best. I didn't leave school with the best grades. So I thought, I really want to do film. I don't know how. And then I realized, I just try and make it in any way I can. And that really was my point. Even now, I'm like, I'm just going to make it. Write this, I'll make this. However I do it, it'll get done. Yeah. That's always my main goal. And I think that's something that I'm very thankful that I have, that I started off this way. Because it kind of makes me push for any boundary. I'm like, I'll get it done. I've got hope, very much optimistic. But I wrote the first film, The Last Hope, at 17. And
damn you creative people.
So I wrote that at 17 and then went into kind of pre-production really from January of 2020. Oh God, what was it? 2023? Okay. Yeah, 2023. Yeah. And I hadn't used a camera before. I hadn't used a microphone, one like that. I hadn't used any of these tools before that I knew you needed. Yeah. And I was told, use your phone, a lot cheaper, you can do it. I thought, no, if I'm going to make a film, I want to make it how...
Do it as good as you can.
Do it as much as I know I could do it. So that's what I did. I looked up the cheapest, best camera they used for our first film. I used lav mics. I didn't really know... I knew people in the creative industry, but I didn't know if they would help out. So I took it upon myself to be the one-man crew. I shot it. I wrote it, obviously directed it, edited the full thing when it was finished. Script supervised. Anything you see on a crew, essentially I did. The only thing I didn't do was in post. We got a color grader and a music composer. Okay. Because I thought it looks good raw, how I shot it, but I know that people tend to do this sometimes. Again, I didn't really know. Yeah. I kind of threw myself into the deep end of it and was just going as I
just swam higher. Through as you go.
Yeah. So that really was the full start of it. We got actors off Facebook. This brilliant group of Scottish filmmakers and actors. Facebook has got a ridiculous amount of members.
Yeah.
But I just posted up a casting call, height, male, female, whatever, and we got some great actors in who really worked wonders. The chemistry was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was a 40-minute length film.
Yeah.
The script was 30 pages, and yeah, the production went good as much as one can when you got a first time director being preoccupied, but everyone had a brilliant time. And then when it was fully finished, I thought, okay, I'm going to try and put it to festivals. So I looked up the best ones that had that niche for like drama, because it was a cop kind of drama.
Yeah, yeah.
So it followed a detective searching for redemption after the death of his son.
Okay.
So it was, that kind of drama, kind of cop niche area. So I put it towards festivals, and it managed to rack up 9 awards with 12 nominations, which I'm very grateful for. It was a big boost, and I got an article written about it in the Edinburgh Live news blog that they contacted me and asked.
Yeah.
Which I was very much like, oh wow, like yes, that would
yes,
be,
please.
yeah, that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
So it all kind of happened at once after that, and then I managed to get it distributed onto a small site called Fossum or Future Today.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it all kind of went from there.
So it just kind of spiraled out of...
It really did. It was, and funny, it's through that I needed a poster for it, because obviously if you're going to get distributed, I was like, okay, I need a poster. I can't make a poster.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, that'd be pushing my like...
graphic design.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Not my passion. I can't really do that. So I reached out to this lovely guy called Liam Downey on Facebook. I don't know, was it? No, I put up I guess a casting poster call, whatever you want to call it. And he reached out to me on email, gave me a few of his designs, and I thought, these are brilliant. We started speaking, I got the poster, and he said, I am also a creative. Like, he also writes.
All right, okay.
Through that, we got speaking more, and he had this short story called The Walk. And The Walk is my second film that he wrote 3 years before he met me.
Okay.
So through that poster that I needed, we created a friendship and did a film together. Which, I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But I'll let you ask your question.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. It's that creative process can create so many connections with different people. Yeah, like you say, you can put out a shout randomly for one thing, and before you know it, you've come across an individual who has an idea for something else, and that spawns into another project. That can spawn into another thing. It's just like, so for The Last Hope, how did you come up with the idea or the concept behind it to start with? What was there an inspiration that kind of made you go, I want to make something about this?
I mean, honestly, the idea for it, I don't know. It was a lot of things. I mean, I know how I got the idea for it. I was walking up to Sainsbury's at 8 o'clock at night. I was probably going to get snacks or something, or like, for like a late night film. Standard. As one does. And I think it just came to me in my head. It was... What was the idea? I've got it on my notes still. I'm not gonna try and figure through it because it's a treasure trove in there. But it was. I think it was like an old detective, lost his son or daughter through the force, and he's called back into action. He's reluctant to do it to save this kid from the strange kidnapper, and he doesn't. The only reason he goes back is because he doesn't want anyone else to go through the pain he went through.
Nice.
But with that story, what's different about him kind of wanting that pain, the way his son passed was actually his own fault.
Yeah.
So in the film, I kind of make it a point for little kind of minute details. So we see early on, he put his gun, when he goes into his house, he puts his gun on the top shelf where he can't really reach it if someone was to break in.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because he left his gun out, and his son, a bit TMI, shot himself with it.
Fair.
When he was left out. So that kind of PTSD thing, when I was writing through the script, that wasn't planned. I just thought, okay, I'll put it on this mantelpiece up here. And then I was like, oh, that could actually segue into how, because I didn't have a reason yet of how his son passed. I wasn't going to give a reason. Yeah. And through that, I thought about it in that moment, and I added it immediately. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I like that.
It's amazing how many things just come in. I know, like, you can be in the process of writing something, and while you're doing it, go, wait a minute. That works. That you talk about the reason there. I think that's one of the things. Obviously, we've spoke to Kieran Williamson on. He mentioned that it's that reason, that why. Like, if you're doing something, why? If something happens in a story, why? Yeah. If you're shooting a particular shot, why? If you've got just a little why to why you're doing something, then do it. Just entirely. Like go for it. So you had a little why to add this section in, and bang! All of a sudden, it becomes spark, creative. I know where I'm going to go from this point onwards.
Exactly. Yeah.
Does your brain ever stop with ideas?
No, I was what was it? It was the other day I was out with my friends and my friend said this really ridiculous thing. It was, I'm not even gonna say it because it's ridiculous. He'll watch this, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I came up with like it was like a really funny short comedy based on this one sentence he said. And I don't even know if he was tired, if he had too many beers, whatever it was, and he just spoke about it and it was really silly in the moment. And I just thought, that's just a funny thing that people could laugh out of the pure fun of it. So no, not really.
No,
It doesn't really stop.
I think there's a lot. Like I had a photographer in who Susan Renee. Her episode will be out now, and having spoke to Kieran, having spoke to Kerry from marketing stuff, it's creative people's just brains never stop. They're never quiet. No. And I think this is probably where it stems from, like you were saying about your treasure trove of notes on your phone.
God,
it just
ridiculous.
Constantly are you one of those that's just got like one big long list of everything, or is there like 75 different note headlines?
It's like a bit of both. Like it's really a lot of both. Like sometimes I'll get like an idea and like a note and I'll copy and paste it and add a different note. Yeah. And then it's like my pinned list is like, 75 different films or like an idea that I got for an opening of a film 2 years ago that I'm probably never going to make, but I'll make it because it's a really cool opening. And it's just like, it's just there. It's just there.
Yeah.
If I like it, I'm like, I'll write it down.
Yeah. But I think you've got, like, what you started with The Last Hope, that spark of, and you mentioned it at the start, the will to power through something. You're like, I'm going to make it. Yeah. It's there. The idea is there. Make it.
Yeah.
And I think, like, did you get any advice from other creatives when you were starting out with this kind of thing? Because that seems to be the one big thing that everyone has said is if you've got an idea, make the idea.
No, not really. I asked my friends when I was writing the script, I was like, is this line good? Anything I can change that they kind of write over it? And they do some short, like back then they do more stuff now, but back then they did kind of short films. We're in the same boat there.
Yeah.
And they gave me some, for example, there was a police kind of code, like a 10-4, for example. Let's say they gave me, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I added that. I don't think it made it into the final cut. Yeah. But it's little things like that kind of helped add. But really starting off it, not really. I just kind of wanted to see if I could make it. That's really the only reason I did it. To see if I could, I guess that dream of becoming a film director and writer.
So I've got the passion, got the thought, got the desire to do it. Now, can I actually do it?
Entirely.
Did you do any like educational wise? Obviously, a lot of people go through college, university, even media stuff at school. Didn't exist when I was a kid. Media was not a thing. If we were lucky, we got to do 2 science classes instead of media. But yeah, have you gone through any of that kind of further education for stuff?
Kind of. I say kind of. I explain. So I did media in school in high school. There's this really great teacher, Mr. McAlpine, who helped me a lot in media school. I still speak to him now. Nice. I'm sure he'll see this, so hello.
Well done.
Thank you. But I did college. So when I was in production of The Last Hope, I started this little college course. It was, no final grade. It was purely a free course to help you advance your skills.
Okay.
And get you to know more in the basics. So it did help out. Obviously, like with script writing, I taught myself to script write through YouTube.
Yeah.
So I knew the kind of basics of that. But a lot of their
go for it. No,
I speak too much, and my
there is nothing. You know something? I am a firm believer, and there's no such thing as speaking too much because the only bad ideas and the bad thoughts are the ones that you don't vocalize.
Yes, very true.
The things you keep to yourself are always the bad things because if you keep it to yourself and it's a bad thing, then dear God, your brain's gonna melt. Sorry, crack on.
No, go for it. It was my throat. So I did college. It was a free course, and that really did help me. Kind of get more to know how, and obviously it was a classroom. So when I was learning myself, it was me in a bedroom. Yeah, just me sat in my bed, late at night with a coffee, sat reading through, books or how to direct actors, all this like small stuff on YouTube. I mean, YouTube's a great tool. If anyone's going to start out anything like this, highly would advise YouTube. Like that's why I would give my education to for this is YouTube entirely. Yeah. The college course did help. But sometimes I took days off of it. Yeah. Because it wasn't graded, I was actually okay that I could do that. Obviously, if it's graded, might not be able to. I don't know. Yeah. Because mine wasn't finally graded at all, I could take days off to film The Last Hope. So I did that. So it was a good little mix. Like I was learning a lot on my own set, but I was learning a lot in the classroom as well through help with other creative individuals. Okay. Of my same age, like people there were, I was 18. Yeah, so people were like my age. There was a guy there who was like, I think his name was Gordon. He was like, I want to say mid-50s. Yeah. But he was lovely as well. And, it was a good age range for that. So people had experience, people who were learning. So it's very good, I would say. And
I think that's a big thing that a lot of people don't realize is education isn't always like at school. As you work your way through the years, you're always surrounded by people your own age because everyone's coming to school at the same time.
Yep.
Everyone's working through the years at the same time. As soon as you step into college, university, it's a whole different environment, and you've got
even with someone who's like 50.
Well, the course that I did, I was naturally the oldest person in it. I was surrounded by, folk who were 16, 17, 18, and I'm walking in as a late 30-year-old at that point in time. I've got a 19-year-old son, for God's sake. He's walking into college at the same time as me.
Yeah.
He's doing a different course, admittedly, but it's just, there's such a wide range of people that you can all of a sudden, and then the lecturing's completely different as well, like from what you come out of from school.
It is entirely, yeah.
So much more laid back, isn't it?
It is. I found that. Everyone always said that. I was like, oh yeah, sure, okay. And then we're in there, he was just like talking just like normal. I'm like, oh. It's like a human being. Yeah. You know?
Sir? Do I have to say sir? You have a name.
I had my hand up to go to the bathroom. Yeah, it's the whole thing. It's like, what?
I love that. I think the first class I walked in, sat down, and because of my age, everyone's like, oh, the lecturer's here. And I was like, no, I'm fine. You don't have to behave while I'm here. I'm one of you. And then within like 6 months, I'm still acting like everyone's dad. Can't help myself, just guiding everyone as they go through.
I'll give you a hand with that big, like the big rig tripod, It's
mate. So what you mentioned there about finding obviously like the equipment and stuff to use and the lav mics and getting your own stuff. Kieran was quite lucky in that when he was doing it, obviously he did it as part of a project. So he had access to a lot of stuff. What kind of kit were you actually using?
I had access to no kit, none.
Yeah.
But so what I used, I used a Lumix GH5.
Okay.
With a Sirui 24mm anamorphic lens.
Yeah.
Which the lens costs more than the camera.
Yeah.
And only reason I got that lens is because I thought, right, I love the whole look of the bokeh and the whole. And I've seen friends who have the same lens. I was on a film shoot in Portugal back in March. I'll get into that in a minute, but they used the same lens, and they used it a lot better than I could.
Okay.
Obviously, because they knew how to use the lens more, how to specialize use lens. But I just wanted that nice equipment to feel like I was in the right type of. I'm kind of doing something professional.
Yeah.
Which narrowly back on it, I probably could got away with a regular old lens, but it helped me in that moment. So and then for mics, those are a pain to try and find because I thought, how do they pick up audio? How do they cut between the different cameras?
Yeah.
They use one camera, two cameras, so it's a whole thing. But I ended up going with lav mics, which is a lot easier. Because obviously it was just me on the crew. It was they were very much like the director was everybody on that set, and the crew.
You're walking around holding a boom mic at the same time and the camera and trying to tell them what's happening.
I had at one point I had the tripod sat on the other end of the road, where we were filming a kind of long medium shot, and they were kind of driving the car in. I had the phone call next to me. I was like, right, okay. Action, like on the clock, because the director, me, was filming it, making sure it was in focus, making sure the mics were on. I had the little the transponder thing on the mics, making sure they were on. This whole thing. So thankfully for my second film, we got a crew. Crew was brilliant. It was a lot easier.
What mics did you use? Can you remember which ones it was?
Oh God,
the labs.
I really couldn't. I got them on Amazon. I got the cheapest mics I could.
Fair.
Because at that point, I mean, the film. So I got help from family, my uncle specifically, with funding it. I did most of it myself. I saved up from KFC when I worked there that time.
Yeah.
So sorry, KFC. Yeah.
It's just like memories.
They helped me afford it, unbeknownst to them. And yeah, uncle helped me out with some finances for the last little portion of it, which I paid him back for. And yeah, so that helped in the kind of long stretch. But the whole film. Is the budget on IMDb? I don't know if the budget's on IMDb.
No, well, we keep the budget simple.
Okay, the budget. The budget was. If you see the film, the budget was. What's the word? The best I could do at the time. It was the
controlled.
best I could do at the time.
We'll go controlled.
It was a moderate budget.
Moderate. There you go. Modest
budget.
and moderate. The thing is, that's how a lot of people do, and I think it drives me mad. Like, yes, I am a proponent of kit. Having the right stuff is good, but having the right idea and the right passion to make it is more important than having the best equipment.
I can see that. I would agree. I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we like the cameras we use for this. They're not amazing. They're not great, but
they work and do the job perfectly.
They do exactly what we want. And again, we spoke about this. I've spoke about it so many times in the past. Lighting makes such a difference to the cameras.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Like if you've got a low end camera but have the right kind of lighting to set the mood of what you're doing.
Never tell it's a low end.
Doesn't matter. Like for my main for the documentary we were making just now, I've got a Lumix camera at the side. It's a DMC FZ1000, I think I'm using just now, which is, it doesn't need an external lens to it because it's got a 25 to 400mm zoom built in.
Yes.
So everything that I'm doing works. And for stationary, like talking headshots, it works absolutely fine as long as we've lit it properly. Audio-wise, everyone goes on, and we spoke about it beforehand, the Shure SM7Bs for podcasting. And I'm like, bugger off. These mics, Behringer C2 pencil things, are cheap as you like. But as long as you've got the right kit that you're recording with, it doesn't matter.
They're perfect.
Don't worry about spending thousands of pounds straight away on your kit.
Preach that.
You know what I mean? It's
Preach
just
that.
It's just not worth it. Like I used to stream before I did this, and I had a Logitech C920 webcam.
Oh yeah.
That didn't look great, but as soon as I bought 2 key lights, turned off the background, and had the key lights on, everything looked better. It's not always about spending hundreds and thousands of pounds on the right kit if you just know how to use it properly. So I think what you've said about finding videos on YouTube, like self-teaching yourself how to maximize what you've got, can make such a difference to people.
It really did. It really did. It helped me a ton, more than I thought I would. Well, no, that's a lie. More than what's the word here?
It's probably more than people would imagine for what you're
Yeah,
for a YouTube video. People go, "Oh, it's just going to be some basic nonsense that you're watching."
But YouTube videos, that's exactly that's what I'm trying to say there. That is, it is a lot more detailed, and it is so helpful because if you just sit there and like maybe take notes or like maybe write them down, and you use that while you're whatever it is you're doing, it makes such a difference, and it's free.
Yeah.
I can look one up right now and show you.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do one of them fancy S's.
Yeah.
For example, I don't. It's really simple. It's great. It's a great tool.
There's so many creative individuals out there who are willing to share their knowledge that they've gone through thousands of pounds worth of education for.
Yeah.
But they're like, right, well, I now know this, so I'm willing to share it with people so they don't have to spend that kind of money to get it. It's like the tools are out there. The knowledge is out there. Someone knows the answer to the question you're trying to ask.
This could be a very much a controversial opinion, but it's just from where I started in the industry, I guess. I'm quite glad that I didn't get the grades to go to a proper film school.
Yeah.
And part of me now, as I'm doing all this ridiculous stuff, which I'm sure we'll get into, but I'm very glad I didn't, because it gave me a freedom where I could go from this to this, or do this or do that.
Yeah.
Instead of being kind of held down by a degree, and I could just go off and let my creativity just flourish. And you still can if you're doing, the uni or college. I don't really know, but I'm just very happy for me personally. I have that freedom now, because I would still be going through uni.
Yeah.
If I was doing it now, I would have 2 years, maybe 3 years left. I have no idea. So, but now, we're on this third film, first feature, an insane cast that I can't even talk about yet.
Yeah.
Keep that under wraps.
So you were saying you were just over in Portugal filming recently. Is that for this third project that's on the go just now, or is it something else?
So last year was the Edinburgh Film Festival, which has started up today.
Is that today? Oh, God.
Starts today, so I'm gonna be, after this I'll go back and probably, I don't even know, but I'll figure out. So that was last year, first time doing it. I guess all this big stuff I've done that you probably see on Instagram, whatever, it started basically a year ago. Yeah. Like exactly a year ago today, essentially. So I was at the premiere of the Outrun, the Saoirse Ronan film, was that night, and I looked at the schedule wrong, and I had pardon me, I looked at the schedule wrong, and I, instead of going to my industry screening that was like for us, I went to the public screening of it at night. Pardon me, but basically what actually happened was that was a good thing, because I met a good friend of mine now, Bruce Cameron, and Bruce has been friends with a filmmaker called Rocco Bellic. Okay. Rocco Bellic is a Sundance winner. He's an Oscar-nominated film director, mainly known for his film Genghis Blues back in the 90s, like a documentary. Brilliant documentary, and he's currently on his first proper feature now, for narrative, Loon, which is a brilliant story. And because I met Bruce, we connected very quickly. We met at the Cameo bar. I think I said to him, I was like, "Oh, you in the line for the bar?" Because there's a big line. And that's how he gave me a flyer for Loon. Nice. And that's how we started speaking. We've been friends now since. We do like meet weekly or every 2 weeks. Meet up for a coffee and just discuss everything. And he said he was telling me all about the film throughout this time. And he said, "Well, look, we're going to Portugal for a week to film in the ocean." And he said, we need a production assistant to come help us. And they were going to get somebody, I think, from California, which would be a lot longer.
Yeah.
Obviously. And Bruce said, well, look, I've got Bailey. He's hungry for it. He wants to do it.
Yeah.
So they flew me out, accommodation, everything. Very grateful for it, very thankful for the opportunity. And that was all because by chance, me and Bruce both went to the wrong screening of a film. So the mistakes in life can sometimes be better.
Yeah. Follow through with everything.
Than not looking at the right schedule.
Whereabouts in Portugal was it?
Nazaré.
Oh, okay.
And
That'll work out in my head.
it was like we flew into Lisbon.
Oh,
it was
okay.
like an hour-ish away from Lisbon.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was just an insane week. I did a post recently about it last week on like a Throwback Thursday, and that was 2 days after I turned 20.
Okay.
So I turned 20 on the 9th of March, and I got a call from Bruce saying, "Can you be in Portugal in 2 days?" He had told me he might get me on,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like a dead set thing. And I was like, I can't afford to come to Portugal in 2 days. And he said, "We'll pay for it." I was like, "Oh, well, that's thank you, amazing."
Yes.
and I went downstairs. My family was downstairs. I'm like, I'm going to Portugal today. I'm gonna I left it till like the evening. I think it was a big birthday celebration. So I was like, "You're 20. Start of the next era of your life." You know?
Yeah. And I'm going away to Portugal. Bye.
See you guys in a week. So yeah, it was insane. Like 2 days after I turned 20, going to meet this prolific filmmaker who I just happened to become good friends with one of his best friends.
Yeah.
And who has helped him tons. Like they've done these films together. Bruce has helped on any of his films in any way he can. And it really was a brilliant experience. And the knowledge that Rocco had when speaking to him was really incredible. I was at a young age, I'm still like that opportunity. It was I still think about it. I still thank Bruce to it. Like I think I'm meeting him tonight for the film festival.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think taking those opportunities at every possible chance is such a big thing as well. Like any opportunity you get, grab it.
Oh, entirely. Like that's when so when I saw, for example, this, I saw it on Kieran's Instagram, and I was like, that looks brilliant. I was like, I've always wanted to do like a podcast type thing.
Yeah.
And I watched a bit of it, and I was like, well, you guys look sound. It seems amazing.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd shoot my shot, really, and I can give you a follow. I either DM'd or emailed you. Or
I think you did both. Yeah.
Very eager, guys.
But again, do that. Don't just send one thing and then wait. Follow up. You've got multiple avenues on social media and God knows what else these days. Use them.
Entirely.
LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call
like
it.
a grandpa. I still don't know how to use LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I can use everything else but LinkedIn. It just confuses me.
I say LinkedIn is just corporate Facebook.
I've heard that as
well. It's all it is. LinkedIn is just corporate Facebook. It's Facebook, but with, a bit more chat GPT thrown in.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's Facebook with chat GPT posts instead. Which again, like, are you a proponent of AI? Are you a fan of AI? A lot of people.
I'll get cancelled already.
No, don't worry about it, because we've had some AI debates.
So I think for original creative ideas, I've seen it all over X, all over all this stuff. I'm against it in that sense. I think you should keep the human aspect and be original in your own head.
Yeah.
I think for, let's say, so I use it sometimes for spell checking or grammar or looking up something in like a millisecond.
Yeah.
Or if I'm too tired to use my calculator, I'll just quickly like chat GPT and get all that. So like small things that can help benefit your everyday life that don't take away from what people are taking it from, which is the creative aspect. I think a lot of people are using it creatively wrong.
Yeah.
So I think these funny videos you online, like it was one I saw the other day, which like I think it was rabbits jumping on a trampoline.
Yeah.
And apparently that was AI built or something, and I was like, I was like, my brain's like, I was like, is that real?
It's like, but why?
I know. So like, I think it's stuff like that where it's like they're getting these ideas. I can't. AI.
There we go.
AI ideas. That was
there we go.
Complete tongue twister.
I was just throwing yourself. We've broken.
Well, I know, turning into AI there. As malfunctioning and the glitches.
As long as the smoke doesn't come out your ears and the sparks start going.
I know, like a Looney Tunes. I'll crash through like what's his name? Road. I don't forget.
Wile E. Coyote, the Roadrunner.
That's it. That Roadrunner.
Yeah.
I'll crash.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. AI is good if it's used to refine things.
Yeah.
Like having an idea will never ever be done, because AI still needs input for it to create something by itself. It's not just going to go, I've randomly made this thing. It needs some form of prompt and everything to go with it.
Yeah.
And I think if we need to keep that human aspect, that creative aspect
entirely, because like they can think of a a cool sounding plot line,
Yeah.
or even maybe write a cool script. But you still you want it to, I don't like it if I think it is leaning to more Christ leaning more towards that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I personally think we should keep AI away from the creative.
Yeah.
So it can be beneficial, like let's say for building a computer or something like that. But in terms of storytelling, I think it should stay out of it. That's just I think it really should stay out of it.
Absolutely fair.
I'm very cancelled for that cut out.
Yeah.
But,
No, but
I think the human aspect needs to be kept entirely.
We've obviously, there's myself here, my partner Zara, and my son Nathan are all part of this. Those two are both digital artists.
Okay.
So again, the creation of like digital art, and so many people just use these AI generated images for putting stuff out.
Their AI as well.
It's so frustrating to them because it's like there's talented artists out there who could make the same thing for you. You'd be paying them to do it. You're supporting a creative industry, and you're giving back to a creative community instead of just soullessly typing this thing into a thing and then generate.
ChatGPT or something. Yeah.
Drives me nuts because I see the work that these two churn out, and everyone else. Again, from doing streaming stuff before, the creative individuals who create artwork and create pieces of music, film, everything else, short animations. To see them now just being replaced by AI imagery and AI created videos drives me nuts. Like one of my good friends in the media side of things, a guy called Darren, he has his own media company. Fake Media is his brand, but it's PH instead of F. Which I think is quite
I like that. Oh, yeah.
And he is very big on AI, and it's his thing. He's great with it. But I'm like, that's still, that AI content that you've got wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you creating it in the first place. There still needs to be you as a person with an idea, with a creative process to create these things. I think, well, I want to keep humanity involved as much as possible. Otherwise, we're going to end up in a Terminator situation, and I really don't want to end up.
He's going to be our Sarah Connor.
Not me, you know that much. I'll be the one hiding in the background. I'm very much a zombie apocalypse person as opposed to a sort of end of the world robot
I'm the
apocalypse.
same. I don't know. I wouldn't want clickers. I'll say that. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want Last of Us. Yeah, we want like maybe Walking Dead or like Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead I could tolerate as long as I can keep my friend as a zombie.
Like Zombieland, you know.
Yeah. Oh God, Double Tap was one of the best films I've seen.
It was so good, right? I was actually surprised they made a sequel in recent memory that was good.
Yeah, it was a surprise that they even made a sequel of it, to be honest, because I thought it's going to be one of those cult classics that no one actually gets a sequel of. We're going to end up with like a Lost Boys style cult classic, zombie vampire style film that no one wants a sequel to because it'll ruin the first one. But then they did it, and we actually got something decent out of it. But yeah, so you're working on another project of your own just now. What can you tell us about what you're working on? Maybe not the cast.
Yeah, I can. I can say like the name of it and the I can say some of the
crew. What can you give us for idea wise for what you're doing just now?
So Only for a Moment follows Bruce and his wife Jenny journeying to Edinburgh after Bruce had diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. Okay. And given just a week left to live. But before he left, he was given a choice. He was offered treatment and he refused it without telling Jenny. So we come into the story at the start of this week. The turmoil of her finding out recently that he was offered it and declined it is in her brain for the start of this film when you first see it. But they also have to realize, well, I've got one more week with him. So we have to reminisce, but also stay in love, but also argue. And it's really, it's probably my favorite script that I've ever written, and I use that about all of them. Yeah. But this one really is my favorite. It's just the characters of it. I made sure that, there's a film that I love, Marriage Story, with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. There's a scene in that where they're talking in the house. They're kind of really famous argument scene. Okay. And that scene really stuck out to me as like a really realistic argument. So being a fan of that scene and the film, I really wanted to bring that, what I thought was as realistic as I can get it, into this film. So even the first argument, I made sure it was very much like it could just happen to any person, and I want these characters to feel real. Yeah. Because oftentimes I feel like you could maybe get lost and you're watching a film, but I want you to feel like you're watching just two people. Yeah. Almost like it's a documentary. You're watching a real life scenario play out. So this story really is, it's an hour. It should be about an hour and 40. It's a feature film. Okay. And I'm very much just in love with it. Yeah. And everyone who read it has praised the writing and the character work. which was my main focal point when I was doing it. I wanted to make sure the characters, I put a lot of background in them, but backstory. Even the side characters, they all have a backstory because I want each character to feel like you were in that living,
Yeah,
breathing
you want a
world.
bit of depth to the characters before you go.
And there's some like lines of dialogue that I love, and even little lines that I knew I wanted to make. And I feel like I want to say, I don't know, it was some director, big director said this, but it's not the exact quote, but it's like, I feel like you have to write what you're feeling at that time. So, you know, for example, when I started, October last year, I started writing it. I finished the first draft in a month. So it really was like I just got into it.
In the mode.
It was in a moment, you know, I guess it was in a moment. I really just, like, I got it. Obviously, I revised it and refined it. But yeah, I really just got into the nitty gritty of this script and these characters, their world.
Yeah.
And, you know, so when I was going through that, I don't know, there was a lot of emotions. Like, it was like obviously it's a love story. And, you know, there's certain things.
No, don't worry about it. It's all good, man. It's all good. Listen, it happens to be at the best of times. I was conducting an interview with the principal at the college once, and I had to call it off after 10 minutes because I couldn't stop.
Oh, wow.
I started coughing in the corner, and I ended up on the floor coughing because my throat gave out. The principal's kind of like leaning over the desk going,
He's like, you could laugh.
do we need to pause this? Yes, please, if you don't mind.
Take a breather.
So how far into the process are you now for?
So I would say we're in like, I would say pre-production.
Okay.
So we're getting, you know, we're getting everything sorted. We're getting everything done and ready. And I'm kind of sharing more about it on socials, sharing more little details I like. For example, there's a small character in the film who's in it for about 5 pages after the first main argument in the film. Her name's Monica, and I based it off my granny Monica, who's still very much alive. Hi, Granny. I'm sure you'll be watching this. But there's a character I based it off her, and she used to be a nurse. Her used to be a nurse, and I think she was very like, grandmotherly, you know.
Yeah.
And as grannies usually do, words of wisdom. So I put her in the film as Monica, and Jenny meets after the argument. You know, she can't sleep, she's tossing and turning, and she goes out to have to just take in the quiet city, because obviously Edinburgh is set in Edinburgh, and obviously as you know, Edinburgh's busy all the time, especially this month in August.
Oh God, yeah.
So, you know, got the Fringe and the film festival now. I think there's a book festival as well, which I didn't know about, but there is.
Always busy, Edinburgh.
Oh yeah, so you know that quietness, and so that's like so there's like little stuff like that. Or even like my other granny, my granny Leslie's in it. So like there's always things that I want to put personally, and even funny little stories in the film that Bruce and Jenny share when they meet in a couple for like kind of jokey scenes, like kind of banter scenes. There were some stories. I'm not going to say the stories on here because they're a bit embarrassing.
Spoilers anyway.
They're embarrassing, but they are stuff that I found funny and I would laugh about with my mates, and I put it in there and I wrote it into their backstory. And I thought, oh, this is funny. What happened to me in the moment? It was me in a past flame of mine, and I put it in there. So hopefully she doesn't see that.
Or if she does see it, hopefully she doesn't connect to it.
Exactly. So yeah, there was little things like that I put in the film. Like my mum has a hair salon in Morningside called Cisco, and I put that in there as a little throwaway line. So there's really small things that it's very. I feel like the story's personal to the fictional characters of Bruce and Jenny.
Yeah.
But it's also very personal to me because I want to put as much of myself into it. Whether it be stories, whether it be lines of dialogue, places, birthdays even. I'm not going to share his birthday, but again, they all know. Because I was like a focal point in one of the scenes. But yeah, just small stuff I love about it. And yeah, as I said, I can't say the cast of it yet.
Yeah.
Which will come in due course. But we've got some really exciting names. We've got some really exciting people who have all been prolific actors. They're all brilliant actors. And they're everyone who's going to help make this journey of this film possible and get us into as big of an audience, whether it be small or big screen, as it can when it comes out. Should be next year. Yeah.
Do you think having that personal connection, like you were mentioning about obviously some characters based on family members or people you know in real life, locations, areas, Do you think that helps with your own passion towards making things? Because I think if you're trying to make something, being able to connect to it kind of gives you a bit more, like trying to make this podcast. I try and make as much of it about creative stuff or local stuff as I can, because that's stuff I'm passionate about myself. Exactly. It's stuff that I'm connected to. So I think that helps when it comes to like the creative process.
I would say for location wise, like because that was my thing. My whole thing usually is writing and directing. Like I have gone into a little bit of journalism, which I don't know if you saw on Instagram. Potentially you have, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was I don't know how long we have left in this, but I'll get into that.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, I would say it does help me. I would say it does help me with locations or stuff. It does influence. Yeah. I think I would say, you know, as much as if I get a cool idea, I could think, okay, I can maybe link this to that. That would maybe get that family member. That doesn't take away. It doesn't take away from the scene in any way. But it's a throwaway line that unless you know me or you know my family member, people are like, oh, cool, a little thing like that. And yeah, so the real locations, definitely, I would say help. Yeah. Like if I can, you know, shout out my mom's salon. Let's say for example, my mom's hair salon in a little line. And one thing I'll say, this film has gone through a lot of stages. So it used to be set in 1985, or was it 1987? 1987. And it used to be, I mean, it's still is on Instagram, so it's not like I'm spoiling anything. We changed it. It used to be called A Moment in Italy. And we realized, I think kind of budgeting and stuff, it was easier to film at Edinburgh, because I'm from Edinburgh, the crew and the cast are all from around Scotland or England, let's say. So we're all very local.
Pardon me.
Oh, that's okay. So we're all very local, and it was easier for us. And the story's the exact same. I literally just had to change some locations, little bits of dialogue, but the story in essence is the exact same. And that's what I think. I'm glad that I made a story that can work anywhere. Like it's not dead set on Italy or let's say, you know, LA. It's really, it can be anywhere. And now that it's in Edinburgh, I think it is helped me because we know the area. You know, we know that me and the DOP, who actually shot the teaser for it for the Only Fair Moment, and he also shot my second film, The Walk, and collaborated it. And he's a wizard. His name's Hassan, and we spoke about it, and we just thought it'd be a lot easier if we did it in Edinburgh and Scotland. And even the main actor, he and you know a couple of producers may have said it might be easier. Yeah. So I thought about it, and I went along with the idea, and I thought, you know what, and I wrote it Saturday. I think it was. What time was it? I think I was kind of had it in my head for a while, like, I could do a different draft, and then I just sat down and did it, and I was like, I like it. And I saw, and despite living in Edinburgh I was born there, so despite living in Edinburgh for 20 years, I saw it in a different light, in a better light, because I was, nothing really happens here, you know. And then it's only in the last year that I've really, my eyes have been opened, like enlightened to what actually is around my city, and to film it there, I think it's going to be. Yeah, it's good.
So many options for like filming in locations and places like it, but I think it's the same everywhere you go. Like again, 40 years in Aberdeen, but over the last year, 2 years, 3 years probably at most, have I now started to realise just how creative Aberdeen is as a city. Yeah. It's like it doesn't matter how long you've spent somewhere. If you've been there pretty much all the time, you do kind of get blinkered. You don't see or know about everything. It's like, yes, you grew up in Edinburgh. Fringe is a thing, cool, or the film festival's a thing, but you don't really know everything about it until you really get involved and immerse yourself in it a bit more.
It's like things can pass you by if you're not looking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you see it, and your eyes are now like, oh my god, and you see this thing, you see that, and there's a whole bunch. Yeah. And it's really beautiful, I would say.
Yeah, I lived in Edinburgh for 6 months.
Oh well.
Thereabouts, 4 months, 6 months, something like that, and I think, even like going down as a tourist, you kind of see all the fancy things, but living in Edinburgh for 6 months, you really do get a bit more of a feel for what the people are like, what the city's like. And like I was in social care at that point in time, so I was just walking around the city constantly finding out everything. Only downside I found with Edinburgh is I don't like selling organs to have to be able to afford to pay rent. Oh. Dear God, it was expensive. Man, that was pricey. So what's next then? Obviously, we are slowly approaching time for it, but you're working on the film just now. What else have you got? What's happening on the horizon? You mentioned the journalism side of things is a little bit as well.
Yeah, so the journalism, so I attend, as you probably see on Instagram, I attend events. So let's say early screenings of films or red carpet events, mainly in London. I also do journalism, so I interview people. So, for example, I interviewed Todd Cormanicki, who's the writer of Sully. I interviewed James Arnold Taylor, who's the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars: The Clone Wars. A personal childhood favorite of mine. That one went, I think, probably the best of any of them.
Yeah.
We got an extra 5 minutes on the schedule time, which I think is rare for interviews.
Nice.
And he was lovely. He was super down to earth. And I usually do a lot of research before I go into these because I'm like, obviously I'm young. I'm a big film fan.
Yeah.
So I'm getting speaking to these names. I'm like, this is incredible. I'm going to take every opportunity I can to speak about it. So, like, you know, for example, after the James R. Taylor one, he wanted to stay in touch and it gave me a follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I just thought, and I have an Obi-Wan Kenobi Funko Pop on my shelf off the animated show, you know?
It's like, and here's this guy following me now.
I know. I just thought I was amazing. I just was like, wow, what is life?
What am I doing right now?
How am I doing this, you know? I'm trying to think who else I did. I'm going to forget one. And it's going to be really annoying. I did, was it Todd? I did The Chosen. It's like a faith-based TV show.
Okay.
So all these interviews are through... I've got a good relationship with this company called Cova International, and they're very lovely. The whole team, shout out to you guys, they're brilliant. And they gave me so many opportunities that I am very grateful for, and they still are. And they really are lovely people.
Yeah. Do you want to explore the journalism side of things a bit more? Or?
I do. I am really. I didn't think I would.
Yeah.
I was what age was I? I was 19 when I interviewed Todd. Yeah, 19 when I interviewed Todd in November last year, and then I managed to meet him at the premiere of Bonhoeffer, which is the film he was doing, in February this year.
Yeah.
And he remembered me, which I was, because I think I was the youngest person interviewing that day.
Yeah.
I turned my camera on and he was like, "Oh my God, how young are you?" And I was like, "I'm 19."
It's like, shh, answer my questions. I'm here to ask the questions, not you.
But I was very thankful because I went up and I was like, "Hey Todd, like, I don't know if you're gonna remember me." He was like, "Oh, Bailey, yes, how are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm doing good.
Thanks.
Yeah." I was like, "Wow." I was like, "Holy." Yeah, but it's just like stuff like that I'm very much like thankful for.
Yeah.
And I never thought I would do ever. Like, my passion is still writing and directing, but
Yeah.
I enjoy that because I can meet people that I would never thought I'd meet. Like, how, you know, like, if I was ever going to meet James R. Taylor, let's say, that it wasn't through that, the only way I would assume would be a convention.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just like a regular person. And I am a regular person, but I mean, in that light of, I can speak to him for 25 minutes
Yeah.
about his life and about stuff that, you know, like, he did a film, Hidden Blessings, which I spoke about, and he seemed very surprised I asked, but a good surprised.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's as well known. But I obviously did my research on him and I found that out, and I was like, I'll bring it up because he, like the last stop, he wrote, directed, shot, edited. So we had that in common, and he even said that. Yeah. And
Nice.
I was like, you know that? But he would love, yeah, let's have it. Like,
Thank you.
but yeah, childhood me was made that day, and still is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, yeah, the journalism side is very good.
Yeah.
I'm very much happy.
There's a lot going on with that. And the thing is, like, people don't give it credit for it, but even podcasting is a form of journalism in and of itself.
I would say,
because you're getting to sit and chat and know more stuff. Like, we try and keep this as casual as we humanly can. It's not the serious kind of, like, I try and do the same thing as, like, folks would do with those, like, press junket interviews as well, where you're just sitting and you're finding out more about a person, but it's not because you're sitting rattling off personal questions. You're just having a chat and finding out more about an individual.
Yeah.
And I think that's a massive thing. Like I say, shoot your shot and have a chat with folk.
Entirely. Like, one of the, I guess, press junket ones I'd ever seen was from LZ27. No, LZ7.
Okay.
Cut that first out. LZ7. They are an EDM group based in Manchester, and I interviewed them. It was what night was it after? I was after the Naked Gun premiere. I was in a hotel room in London. I didn't have my laptop. It was a really shoddy setup.
Yeah.
Which, if anyone sees the clip, you'll know. It was literally like film like that, like vertical. Because my tripod, they were like, "Oh, you're sideways, or you're upside down." I was like, so I had to like turn it and hold it the whole time. But it was fine. The interview went fine. It was lovely. And we just started chatting. Like, he said, "Well, look, if you have a little venue, we'll come up and perform. We can get a crowd together."
Yeah.
So small stuff like that I was very much like, oh wow, it felt like more like a conversation.
Yeah.
Then I was just rattling off questions.
Yeah.
I still was that, but I was making it as natural as I could segue into it. So like, I was segueing into, questions through just talking in between my questions, his answers.
Yeah.
To segue to the next one.
It's one of the best things you can do is just make anyone feel comfortable and relaxed, and you'll probably find everyone enjoys themselves a little bit better if it doesn't feel like you're being forced and sit down on an interview. Like how many directors, producers, writers, anything at all, you sit down and you start rattling questions at them, is when they start going, don't try and pin Tarantino into a corner because you'll just shut down the interview like you did with Krishnan Guru Murthy years ago.
Yeah.
Just literally he's like, I'm shutting your interview down now.
Yeah.
RDJ, when someone tried interviewing
that was
him,
insane.
and he was just like, what are we doing right now? Like, what is this? It defeats the purpose. I get everyone wants to sit and learn about someone.
But there's a boundary.
And there's ways and means to do it. Just converse with people.
Entirely.
Well, before we wrap things up for today, tell us, where can people find you online? The links will be in the descriptions and stuff down below, but where can people find you and keep up with your work?
No, I don't know.
You talk to any of them. Talk to all of them.
That's a new one. So my main thing I go on is Instagram. It's in all lowercase, Bailey Mckenzie Film with a little underscore at the end of it, because that name was actually taken. A little underscore at the end, and my profile picture should be me on a purple carpet. So yes, doing a gun sign of that. So you should be able to find it easily. I'm not on Twitter. YouTube is, I think, the same name, the exact same name.
Yeah.
Facebook, bit personal, but it's public. It's the same name, just without the film on it. And TikTok is Bailey Mckenzie Film with no underscore, I believe.
You were allowed that one.
I was allowed that one.
Didn't have to underscore that
no one
one
else
to get
had
it.
my name in the same spellings, that I do.
I was going to say, it's the spellings I thought would have got. You'd have had it's because obviously yours is Bailey as opposed to like Bayly or Ley.
Yeah, there's different ways of doing it. It's odd.
And you're a Mckenzie as opposed to a Mackenzie.
Yeah,
as well,
MCK. Yeah,
as a McDonald instead of a MacDonald. I feel your pain.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than when people start going, how do you spell this? It's like just
every time I'm in like a passport or something, I'm like no, small C big K.
Yeah.
I always say that, and like my family says that, and it's just like I've become a parent with it.
Yeah, it didn't help that for years my nickname was Mac.
Really?
Because I got called Smack from playing roller derby for a few years. And so that got abbreviated into Mac. So when people heard the surname, they instantly thought, Mac, it must be MacDonald. It's like, no, it's not. It's a McDonald. Why have I made my life harder?
It's like an iconic nickname that no one knows your actual name.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just so done with it now.
Well, Chris, so...
Yeah, but then people start searching Chris McDonald, and because Happy Gilmore 2's just come out, it just pawns up on there all the time as well.
Oh, yeah, Happy Gilmore 2.
Because it's Shooter McGavin, played by Christopher McDonald. And it's just like, I mean, I appreciate that my name's being associated with a big film that's on the go on Netflix, but at the same time, that's not me. Please don't hint it. But yeah, listen, Bailey, thank you very much for coming up and chatting to us. It's really appreciated.
This was brilliant. I hope I've not said anything too. I've done this well.
It's fine. You'll just have all the AI nerds coming after you now.
Yeah, I'll be like, this is on Instagram, and they'll be like, "How dare you say that?" About
AI is our future. It is, but in conjunction with humanity.
Or if I say too much about the film or something, I'll get like shot by like, in a minute,
So some of the cast are going, you could have mentioned my name. Nah, they'll be fine. But yeah, listen, I hope you have a safe trip back down the road. Thank you for coming on. All the best with the productions as they come up.
Well, keep in touch and I'll let you know.
Oh, definitely. I will be hunting down Fossum later on as well to find The Last Hope, because I had someone else's film.
If you want, I can DM you on Instagram. I can just,
do it. Send me that or send it in an email. Send it somewhere. I'll find it everywhere we go.
Amazing.
We'll be back with another episode of Seasonal Discussions next week. Don't forget, if you are new to watching all of this stuff, it's free to subscribe on the YouTube channel.
Down below, red button.
Yeah, click it. Click it there. Do the likes, do the things, do the stuff. Find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and on YouTube. We'll be back with another episode next week. In the meantime, thank you for watching.
Bye. Peace.